There are 63 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. The Halloween holiday is much closer. It'll be here before it's big thing that we're not. That and a whole lot more coming up today. Here rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
You crawled out of sick bay to visit with us today.
I'm doing my best.
Check in and see
Yes.
how you're doing. You're just trying to keep from coughing for the
I
entire
am.
show.
I am.
And you weren't in very good shape yesterday, but
I
you
was
say
not.
you're headed in the right direction.
I am.
Okay.
Night before last and yesterday were pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Fever as well.
Fever was
So,
pretty high.
okay. Well, continue to feel better. I saw this headline this morning and I thought, well, this has Christy Buckles written all over it. 7 awesome things to do with pumpkin seeds after making your jack-o'-lantern. What's your favorite thing to do with the leftover pumpkin seeds?
Always bake them.
You do bake them?
Well, I mean, if there's something that I don't have, I will save them and freeze them, and with plans of planting them for next year. But you know,
And then a lot of times you just throw the pumpkins down over the hill and then hope that the seeds will volunteer something down
I
there. You
do.
don't know what will come up. You like discovering that about as much as anything.
I do.
You can plant them for next year. You can roast them for a treat. You can feed birds with them. You can save them for some recipes that you need. You can make pumpkin seed butter.
Okay.
And you can create a do-it-yourself face and body scrub using pumpkin seeds.
I think one of the I don't know about all that jazz. Listen, I've made scrubs and stuff with the youngest, and that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
I think a popular thing to do is put them in. You know, everybody has chickens now. Is to put them in with chickens, and it's really cool. Like they will peck a design in them. It's I don't pretty
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
look it up.
hadn't seen that.
Pretty cool.
Must not be following those people socially. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's a 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley. And the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm getting excited. We're one day closer to the biggest candy holiday of the year, coming up on Friday, and it surprised me a little bit. Do you know who the candy champ? They've studied it over a dozen years. Do you know who the champion candy is? The most popular candy?
Snickers?
I would have thought that was a very good idea. The award goes to Skittles.
Oh.
I do like me some Skittles.
Yeah, the most popular candy by state was Skittles. Second and third place went to Reese's and M&M's. So Skittles, I don't. That's not my go-to. I won't say.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had them.
Yeah,
I ran across some a good bargain on some of the Skittles in a tube.
Yeah.
And I was going to save them because I got several of them for like the 5 trick-or-treaters that we have.
Yes.
No, I think there's maybe 2 of those tubes
Okay,
left.
so sorry to
Yeah.
the 3 trick-or-treaters
'Cause I eat 'em in
you're
church.
gonna get something else. I've seen those in the apple, right? Or the
Yes.
Skittles in the apple.
Yeah.
We have an apple candy cookie jar.
Mama Carla gave
deal
us.
that we use, so that's why we say it's in the apple. Wet, windy, chilly today. Going to see gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're going to see rounds of widespread rain. Once it started raining this morning, it's pretty much going to rain all day. Gradually drying out through tomorrow afternoon. For Friday, for Halloween, sunny and quiet, but chilly. So chilly, breezy today, a high 48. I think we'll actually, between the lakes, might break 50, so but barely. I think the temperature actually maybe drops a degree or 2 as we get later in the day. Tonight, rain, breezy, a low of 45. Showers and windy tomorrow, a high of 55, and then some gradual clearing. You have seen now the Hurricane Melissa is impacting Cuba and they've seen significant amount of rainfall in the last 24 hours. And so then it will set sight on the Bahamas, and the path of it has changed. Well, not the path, but the timeline has changed somewhat, not reaching Bermuda until early Friday morning rather than sometime late on Thursday. And it is wide enough, though, that it's the east coast of the United States is going to sort of keep forcing it out back toward into the Atlantic, toward Bermuda. But as a result, then you're going to get some rain and wind along the eastern seaboard as a result of that storm passing through the Atlantic Ocean. The Gaza ceasefire has been tested as Israel and Hamas exchange fire and then blame. It seemed precarious for the last 24 to 48 hours, but the Trump administration's big accomplishment that they claimed was the peace in the Middle East, and I would say that it is fragile. I wouldn't, it's not completely fallen apart, but I think they're continuing to. There will be little skirmishes, I think, to be expected, but hopefully we don't go back to where we were. The president now is in South Korea, I believe, is where he is today. And then he will wrap up the week with a meeting with the Chinese President Xi and trying to at least move the relationship with China along a little bit. I have a feeling they'll be talking quite a bit about Russia as well. Governor Beshear yesterday joined leaders from 24 other states and the District of Columbia in challenging the Trump administration over its decision to suspend the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. The shutdown now on day 28 is a standoff between the GOP and Democrats over the extension of expiring tax credits that make health insurance cheaper for millions of Americans and reversals of Trump's cuts to Medicaid, as well as spending cuts to government health agencies. That's what the skirmish is really all about. And so the USDA, as we've told you for multiple days this week, the USDA announced on early the week, I think maybe even late in last week, that on November 1st, SNAP payments were not going to go out. And that has sent everyone into a scramble, including your local food pantries, because where do people turn to? In that case, they do, but they already have a burden of responsibility that they have to meet. So it's going to be dicey. And our governor, along with other governors and some states, basically, if it's a blue state, they got in on it. They're basically challenging, saying that this is a decision that is being made, and they're saying that there are funds. Our governor says there are funds set aside for emergency funds during the shutdown, but has refused to refund SNAP. Your perspective on this, I have a feeling, is going to be relative to your relationship to SNAP. If it's something that you rely upon or your family relies upon, then obviously you're very concerned and you think, well, these dollars should be spent. They should turn those loose. But if you take if you look at it from a different perspective and you say, well, if the federal government is continuing to make payments on these things, and we have military men and women who aren't being paid, and we had air traffic controllers who are working and aren't being paid, et cetera, then really, is it a shutdown or isn't it a shutdown? And hopefully you're going to find Congress, in particular the Senate, come and realize, look, all it takes is Chuck Schumer going in and just saying, let's pass a CR, open up the spending like we were currently doing, and then benefits start flowing, et cetera. So, much easier, obviously, it's much easier for me to say, well, let's look at the principle of the matter on whether we're going to turn those payments loose or not. But now if I'm relying upon SNAP, as part of my food budget, then clearly I'm going to have a different perspective and a different appreciation for the importance of it. So again, that's why I said just kind of goes back to your perspective and your relationship to the program. Speaking of Governor Beshear, he and Kentucky's lone Democratic Congressman Morgan McGarvey issued a dire warning yesterday about what will happen to everyone if Congress does not extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits beyond at the end of the year. This has been one of the unfortunate things about the Affordable Care Act from those many years ago, is it created exchanges across the country, and ours in particular is called Connect, and the discounts that a lot of people get and receive are then subsidized by federal funds that go in and give tax credits that enable the discounts to be made on that coverage. It costs the same to provide your health care no matter who's paying for it. So it just depends upon whether it's you or someone else is being paid for. But they're predicting, of course, they're using as much fear as a motivator as possible. So I think the truth is somewhere around these numbers probably is that you could see 37% higher premiums for 2026 coverage. The one thing that Congressman McGarvey said, and all in all, I don't think that the Affordable Care Act has ever done exactly what it was intended to do. But he said the Affordable Care Act helped 440,000 Kentuckians get health insurance for the first time. And he says, this is his quote, he said in their joint news conference yesterday, if you look at who is on the Affordable Care Act, it's easy to see why over half of the adults using the Affordable Care Act for their insurance own a small business. They work in a small business. It has provided people the ability to have health insurance and be able to afford it. Well, I would challenge that as a small business owner and someone who is paying for his and her own health insurance, there is nothing affordable about the health insurance that supposedly is part of the Affordable Care Act, and we're relatively healthy people. So it's unbearable for people across the board there's got to be a better plan or program. And I don't think it's socialized medicine, and I don't think it's a single payer system, but there's just got to be something that's done that's much more reasonable about making families able to insure themselves, make sure they have the proper coverage, et cetera. It's just, it's ridiculous. And it just seems to be one of those issues where they're just trying to stand on principle between the two. Like, nope, we're going to do it our way. And they say, no, we're going to do it our way. And there's no compromise across the board, which I think is what most Americans would like to see. New measures are now in place to help protect Kentucky's fish and wildlife resources from the increasing use of aircraft technologies by hunters and anglers in the field. Following adjournment of the Kentucky Interim Joint Committee on Natural Resources and Energy, a new administrative regulation went into effect, making it unlawful to use aircraft or unmanned aircraft in the take of fish or wildlife. So drones, etc., they're not allowed. And says under the authority granted to Kentucky Fish and Wildlife under state law, take, the word take, includes pursue, shoot, hunt, wound, catch, kill, trap, snare, or capture wildlife in any way and any lesser act designed to lure, attract, or entice for these purposes. And it goes on from there. And if you're a hunter, obviously you kind of know those rules. There are some carve-outs, though, for the use of aircraft or unmanned aircraft, but primarily they're allowed to the fish and wildlife themselves, acting on behalf of the agency when addressing human safety or law enforcement. And authorized landowners or their agents are allowed to engage in lawful wildlife damage control activities using aircraft or drones. So anyway, just a slight modification to state law and regulations on that you should need to be aware of. Entrepreneur and philanthropist Tom Golisano announced yesterday that the University of Kentucky and UK Healthcare will receive a $50 million gift that will transform pediatric healthcare in Kentucky. Golisano is Rochester, New York, is where he is. He's the founder of Paychex, which is the nation's largest human resource company from small to medium-sized businesses. And the Golisano Foundation, which is one of the nation's largest foundations dedicated to supporting programs for people with intellectual disabilities. The announcement from Golisano of funding to 6 new children's health systems, including UK's, brings his total of lifetime giving to more than $1 billion. The gift will be the largest in UK healthcare history and the second largest to UK. It will support the mission to improve the health of our state's children through access to advanced care, enhancing research to address the biggest challenges, and expanding educational opportunities to provide essential healthcare professionals in our state and beyond. So congratulations to UK on the gift they are receiving there. Sam, I didn't make a deep dive search. I did at least give a cursory look. I don't know the result of the volleyball match last night.
They played a tough match, but they ended up falling to Owensboro Catholic 3-1 last night. Okay. So great season for them. Really, really good season. So they have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, congratulations on a great season to them. Were you surprised to see that UK basketball went to number 2 in the polls yesterday after a victory over Purdue?
That was the Athletics. That was a not the poll.
Not
That
the
was just
AT poll?
no. That was the Athletic. I mean, the AP won't do another one for a couple of weeks because the season hasn't even started. That was just an Athletic, writers poll. So
Do you think that's
they can
too
be a
much
lot more
too
fluid?
soon? I think they'd rather be around 7, 8, something in that range.
I don't know. It at this point it's just fuel for talking heads is what it is, and it's just giving the Athletic a little bit more content before the season begins, where they know what their content will be for 3 or 4 months. So for right now, they're just trying to fill these last week until games actually start playing.
I think it's also it's October the 29th, and getting such an early start. If you under the traditional model where they play, Bucknell or whoever they're going to play, then you end up with you can't really tell anything about teams. But all of a sudden, you get an opportunity to see 2 top-tier teams face off one another in the month of October, and suddenly you go, okay. And I also think that it lit a whole bunch of fuel in Kentucky's fan base going, hey, let's get started, especially in light of how bad things have been on the football field. It's like, hey, just give us something that we can get excited about and cheer about. 11 days after what has been described as, could be arguably called the greatest single-game performance in search of a pennant by Shohei Ohtani. The last time, that was 11 days ago that he did that. You can't expect him to do the same thing in the World Series, but pitched relatively well, but the Dodgers lost 6-2 last night in Game 4, and now that sets Game 5 for tonight. And then Game 6 will be in Toronto on Friday. You get to take in any of the World Series last night?
Yeah, I watched decent amount of it, and then once it got out of hand, I flipped on to something else.
Yeah, I was there when it was kind of 1-1, and then I saw it got away. And Bieber played extremely well. That's Justin's brother, right? Shane Bieber.
Yeah, they look very similar.
They look very, very similar. He does use that as his walk-up music, though, doesn't he? Or did at one point in time.
That I have no idea. With him being an American League guy, it's not like we'd see him once a year. So it's not. Well, I guess twice because he was a Cleveland player.
Absolutely. So the Blue Jays get the Game 4 last night. Game 5 is tonight in L.A. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Things that were supposed to be the next big thing that didn't quite pan out. Coming up here on In the Know.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Discover the power of peace with Blanton Electric's Generac automatic standby generators. Tailored for those who refuse to be left in the dark, these generators promise unmatched reliability when the power grid fails. Enjoy flexible financing options and the assurance of seamless energy. And with Blanton Electric, you receive more than just power. You get Troy's expertise and a free quote, serving Grayson County and beyond with Generac generators. Call 270-723-0838 or visit BlantonElectricINC.com.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis & Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
Not everyone's cut out for the open road. Some folks like the steady 9 to 5. Others crave the call of the wild or the unpredictability of a snowstorm. That's where Youngblood Excavating steps in. If you've got a Class A or B CDL and ADOT medical certificate, we need you for our snowplow team. Part-time on-call November through April. Answer the call and earn $32.50 per hour. If you're up for the challenge, contact Youngblood Excavating on Facebook. Drive with purpose. Drive with Youngblood. Call 270-804-3999.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 20th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the TikTok deal is set to be finalized when President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping meet this week. Here's Tammy Trujillo.
Bessent made the statement during an appearance on CBS's Face the Nation. He said that all the details are ironed out and that it will be up to the two leaders to consummate the transaction. This comes after President Trump signed an executive order last month to approve a deal that allows a Chinese company to sell the social media platform to a group of American investors.
With the annual Adobe Max conference set to start today, there are growing expectations about potential announcements. Digital Camera World says Photoshop and Lightroom are both on tap to unveil big updates. The site also expects Adobe to focus on AI innovations. Apple Maps reportedly adding advertising next year. Bloomberg reports Apple is considering taking a page from Google Maps. Google allows physical stores and restaurants to pay to promote their businesses in search results. And OpenAI reportedly wants to create music using text and audio prompts. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Johnny was a schoolboy when he heard his first Beatles song. Love me do, I think it was, and from there it didn't take him long. Got himself a guitar, used to play every night. Now he's in a rock and roll outfit and everything's alright. Don't you know?
Today is International Internet Day. I'm going to have to learn how to use that internet sometime. I've heard it's kind of gotten popular. It's celebrated this day since 2005 to commemorate the momentous day in history, which to many signifies the creation of the internet. On this date, 1969, the first successful electronic message was sent. The letters L and O were transferred from one computer to another before the connection crashed. So was LOL the first? Is that going to be the first message on the internet? It turns out it was just lo. Lo, and the angel of the Lord. Maybe it was a scripture that they were attempting to do. It's Oatmeal Day. I am 100% apathetic about oatmeal.
I like oatmeal.
I like oatmeal.
I don't know why.
I mean, I go through phases where that'll be my breakfast every morning.
I know it's popular and people like it. I think though one of the reasons is the oatmeal that I was served when I was a child was similar to the level of sugar in our cereals. Rice Krispies, Cheerios, basically if it was...
Neil.
Yeah, if it was just... And so then you got oatmeal, basically you got oatmeal and milk, and there wasn't sugar in it, there wasn't, or at least very little. So that's why I was like, yeah, that's not appealing to me.
No, there are some that, because it smells so much, so strong that I don't care for, but...
Yeah. Like, what is porridge? Is porridge like, is our version of oatmeal, of our version of porridge oatmeal?
I think so.
Or is it different?
I think it
I don't
is.
really know what the difference is between the two.
Maybe it's not as thick.
Porridge is generic term made from grains such as oats, wheats, or rice, whereas oatmeal is specifically oats.
Okay.
So porridge can be a lot different grains, where oatmeal is just oats.
Oatmeal is a porridge. All oatmeals are porridges, but not all porridges are oatmeal.
Yeah.
I guess in basic terms, yes.
I have always been a big fan of innovation. I just enjoy watching the evolution of technology. I like seeing just new things that come out and go like, wow, look at that. That's so. I think living through the technology boom like we have done has been an exciting time to live, and I enjoy that aspect of it. But there are some things that they roll out and they go, this is the next. This is going to change the way you live. And then it just doesn't quite get lift. At the top of the list is maybe not the most important, but the list to get us started is Google Plus.
Okay.
It was an invite-only
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
exclusive
Remember that.
club that nobody wanted to be part of.
Okay.
I had a Google Plus at one point.
You did?
I don't know that I ever did anything with it.
Where is it now?
It's a great question.
Do you remember Quibi?
That sounds familiar.
It does. sound-
It hasn't been that long ago. It was an app with 8-minute shows. Like there were a bunch of celebrities that got together and said, we're going to create this platform, and the shows are just going to be 8 minutes in length. And I think it lasted about 8 weeks. And then it was gone. NFTs. Remember a few years ago, non-fungible tokens. Oh, this is going to replace baseball cards. This is going to replace all the collectors that you've. Nope, this is going to be far better. And now, I've never owned an NFT, and I have a prediction I never will.
The NFL sends me, like, I think they're borderline NFTs for, like, commemorative virtual tickets or something. And I'm always like, they're like, do you want to claim it? I'm like, no, not really.
I claim that I would prefer you not email me about these types of things. We had one, and I don't know that it ever properly worked. 3D TVs.
Yeah.
We just never, we had the
Yeah.
glasses and everything. Now that TV, is it out in the common area? I
Don't
think it
ask
is.
me.
Yeah, I think that's the TV that's out in that's Gertie's TV. And so it's supposedly 3D, but I don't know that it was ever successful in displaying a 3D image, at least not to me. Segways were going to change cities. Like you're going to have Segway on. Everybody was going to be Paul Blart. You're just going to be on a Segway everywhere you go. And it didn't change cities. It just changed sidewalks, because they went through and they, well, you got to change the ramp. Like all the sidewalks got to have a ramp on them now. Now, that's part of the American with Disabilities Act, so there's a reason to that. But the Segway just didn't quite. I don't even know anyone who owned a Segway.
No, but we really don't live in an area that,
That's true.
Not a very segue.
yeah, friendly. Well,
Correct.
yeah.
I think sometimes I see shore excursions, at least one point in time that they did on cruises. They have those Segways that have the turf tires on them, so you can kind of go off-roading on them, and that might be fun. Or like exploring a city, you can cover a lot of ground. But if people don't buy them, they won't make them, and then they won't be available for proper uses of them. Here you go, Crystal Pepsi.
Never had it.
No, yeah.
And Coke did the same thing. They came up with their own clear soda. Yes, it's called Sprite.
Yeah.
If you want clear soda, it already exists. You don't have to be called Crystal Pepsi. Now, I don't know this one, but this is on the list. The Sega Dreamcast.
You don't know that?
No, I don't know.
That's a video game system.
Yeah, it says it was a brilliant console gone too soon.
I mean, I would assume I knew what it was, but as far as knowing, no.
What about this one? Is pretty recently, and it may be the biggest flop that Zuckerberg has ever had. The metaverse. Remember, you were going to have an avatar. You were going to have this experience where you were transported somewhere else into some other surroundings. It was this virtual reality. You interacted with people in the verse.
I must have been sleeping in the verse.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I mean, I know that they still have the avatar thing, because you'll see those people will pop up with that, but
I remember the day that they premiered it. Like, I remember the day that CBS This Morning let him unveil it, and I thought, how's that going to work? Now, I suppose there is an outside chance that it was too early for its time. Like sometimes, need and necessity is like, no, we don't need this now. So I suppose it could come back in some form. This list has hoverboard on it. They didn't really hover because they're on wheels.
I mean, it was a Segway without arms, without handles.
It's a Segway meets a skateboard meets so they were popular, but
Weren't they all catching on fire too?
Yes, that's exactly what happened with them. They exploded sometimes, and so they were like, okay, that's. parents stopped buying them, I think, because, well, they were going to be dangerous. Juicero, it's a fresh juice squeezing machine. Not really heard of that one. And then, we mentioned hoverboards. Do you know of any others that you would put on that list? I thought of the Google glasses. Remember the glasses that you were going to put on, and it would put everything in front of your eye like a heads-up display? That never got lift.
Yeah, none that come to mind. I haven't really thought that much about it though. Yeah, I don't know.
Those are sort of the swings and misses, if you will, of innovation. Perhaps maybe they'll come back someday. Hey, a new study is showing that extended daily walks are better for heart health than short strolls. A scientist studied about 34,000 adults aged 40 to 79 who walk under 8,000 daily steps. They were tracked over 8 years and grouped by walk duration. Under 5 minutes, 43%, 5 to 10 minutes, 33%, 10 to 15 minutes, 15%, and more than 15 minutes at 8%. Those taking longer walks showed lower heart disease and death risks than short burst walkers. Even the least active group walking under 5,000 steps daily saw significant health improvements with extended walks. I've been trying to walk more. I've been on a regimen for about the last month where I'm at least doing 6 days a week on the treadmill. And I feel better about it. But I do like about 45 minutes, something like that, in that range, and seems to be doing okay. Speaking of studies on health, creative pursuits may keep your brain up to 7 years younger if you do things like music or visual arts or strategy gaming, just things to keep your mental acuity sharp. Could make about 7 years difference on your brain clock. Do you enjoy Sudoku or any puzzles or any brain games, Samuel?
Not Sudoku, really. I'll play Sporkle online if you've ever done that.
Sporkle. No.
Sporkle. Yeah, just go to sporkle.com. They have a bunch of like quiz games of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So it has all sorts of different categories. So there's crosswords on there if you want to do that, or they might have like, name every opening day lineup for the Cincinnati Reds since 1970 or something, and you have to type in all of the names and fill them out. Or it could be they've got some games where you have to guess countries, and like they'll say countries of Europe, and you have to guess the countries in Europe, and as you guess a country, part of a flag will show, and you have to guess which country's flag it is. And the key is so they got all kinds of different games, and it's little brain games, and I enjoy it.
Your mom, I know, was or is a wordler. I'll do
Wordle too. Yeah,
you do. I didn't know if you did that, maybe so you all could kind of compare.
No, we don't usually.
Okay.
I like The Athletic does Sports Connections too. I enjoy that.
Sports Connections. Okay, very good. Sporkle. Sporkle.com.
Yep.
Do they have an app, or is it just a website?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do.
Right,
in fact,
very
I
good.
usually will do the app. Usually, it's one of the last things I do before I go to bed.
Okay. Very good. A 15-minute writing exercise about personal values produces measurable mental health improvements that grow stronger over time. Scientists studied almost 18,000 people and found participants who wrote about core values or personal strengths showed reduced anxiety and depression, better self-esteem, stronger social connections, and greater life satisfaction. I guess just affirmations, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. They'll make you more healthy. We have here locally, we have a family, the Monin family, I think. Or I don't know if you pronounce it Munnin. It's like
Munnin. Yes, I remember because he was the head football coach at Ohio County. And I remember I don't remember how I had to figure out where I went to get the information, but Munnin, I believe, is how we at least were told to say it then.
And I remember, someone said it because it's pronounced not like it's spelled. It's spelled
Correct.
with an O, and you say it with a U. Nonetheless, they are the state record holders for largest pumpkin in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They are not the largest pumpkin record holders in the nation, but two British brothers have set the world record for pumpkins, 2,896 19 pounds. So almost 1.5 tons.
That's a big pumpkin.
Is this pumpkin. I wonder how many seeds would be inside this pumpkin. I wonder how many kids could sleep inside that pumpkin. Like, that's large. Those guys are of average height and size. And the pumpkin is, it's above their belly button. It's laying there. Wow. Congratulations to them. They're from Lymington, Hampshire. Guess they got the world record, 2,819-pound pumpkin. Got to get to a break. Today's Did You Know is coming up here on In the Know.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
It's time to make important decisions about your Medicare prescription drug coverage. The Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program provides free, unbiased guidance in selecting a Medicare Part D or Medicare Advantage plan. If you have questions or need help, the Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program can guide you through the enrollment period, which ends December 7th. More information is available about Kentucky SHIP or how you can volunteer at 1-877-293-7447. That's 1-877-293-7447.
It's a spooky season finale out of the Friday Night Lights. The Grayson County Cougars head to Munfordville to battle the Hart County Raiders on Halloween night. One final tune-up before the playoffs, and the Cougars are ready to chase away the ghosts of games past. Coverage begins Friday night with a locker room show at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Only on K105 and the K105 YouTube channel. No tricks, just Cougar football this Halloween on K105.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm tracking team is brought to you by the Youngblood Excavating Snowplow team.
Twin Lakes weather. We'll keep rounds of rain in the forecast for today as the wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Temperatures today hovering in the 40s and low 50s. Once we head into tonight, still going to keep that rain around and the wind gusting to near 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, yes, more rain for the first half of the day. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Did you know you are 1% shorter in the evening than in the morning?
heard something like that before.
You kind of get compressed throughout the day. Gravity wears on you throughout the day of being upright. But when you get prone in the evenings, you just kind of stretch back out. So if you're trying to measure your height, do it early in the day rather than later in the day. Miramax is developing an animated film based on Monster Mash. And I have a feeling you're going to be hearing Monster Mash some in the next couple of days. The original track performed by Bobby Boris Pickett, co-writing it with Lenny Capizzi in under 2 hours. It has been ranked by Billboard as the biggest Halloween song of all time. It's generated over 500 million streams globally, earns about $1 million in annual royalties. Its storyline follows a mad scientist who monsters creates a new dance craze at a party with classic monsters, including Wolfman, Igor, Dracula, and others. The CEO of Miramax, Jonathan Glickman, says, for more than 60 years, nothing has said Halloween quite like the Monster Mash. So, you know what? I was working in my lab late one night. So I think we all know the story.
Mm-hmm.
It probably won't take too long to flesh out the story. Surely they'll beef up the plot points just a little more than the story.
Wouldn't be a very long movie if not.
Offer. No, it would not. I think it's a little over 2 minutes long, in fact. There are just those, classic Halloween songs that you hear. I really wish, and I don't know why NBC Universal has done it, but finding the David S. Pumpkins Halloween special, I need to look on Peacock and see if it's available. But it's one of the funniest, it's my favorite Halloween skit.
What is it?
The David S. Pumpkins Halloween special. David S. Pumpkins was a character that Tom Hanks developed on SNL. And he made
is this in SNL? Okay.
Yeah, he made multiple recurring appearances. He's got like a black suit, it's an orange suit with black pumpkins on it, and his hair is kind of funny looking. And he said, he's in a haunted house, and every floor they go to at this haunted house or this haunted hotel, he shows up, to scare them. And it's really funny. So they created an animated special, which they showed on NBC, but it seems to have disappeared, and I'm not sure why.
Is it Prime? I'm looking at it right now. It might be on Prime.
I have Prime. You have to pay for it on Prime. I probably don't want to see it that much, but it's good. It's funny. They put it on Prime, I guess, the way that they've kind of put Peanuts on Apple TV Plus.
Well, actually, according to Google AI, it says on Peacock and sometimes on NBC.
Sometimes on NBC. I guess they show it some years on that. So that's good if it's on Peacock. I'll look forward to seeing it. You can go back, and I would imagine that Peacock probably has a playlist of just they have vignettes by theme of SNL. I bet that Peacock probably has just a playlist of all the SNL. I think they have their own SNL channel on Peacock, if I understand correctly. Not to jump the seasons, I am officially relaying the message that Mariah Carey informs fans that it's not quite time to defrost for the Christmas season. She said, I said not yet. There are some people who probably already have them up, but there are a bunch of people that come Saturday, Christmas is just going to all of a sudden explode. We're just going to go straight to full-blown holidays, a blur of the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. And now I'm very clearly on the record for how I feel about that. But doesn't it feel like a hard pivot? I heard Rick mention it yesterday, to go from the scary Halloween one night to the birth of baby Jesus the next day. It just seemed like an odd transition. I think we kind of like our fall decor or our Halloween decor kind of grows in, and then over the weekend, the Halloween will disappear, just leaving the fall, and then it'll kind of morph into Thanksgiving, and then right after Thanksgiving, we'll get into the Christmas season. So it sort of like blocks it off. You get about 4 weeks of fall, you get about 4 weeks of Thanksgiving, and then you get about 4 weeks of Christmas or so, although we tend to sometimes go into January with ours. The Pit is inspiring viewers. I've not seen The Pit. I know that they were an Emmy Award winner, but this is Noah Wiley, and he's in his second famous healthcare related
Okay, I've
role.
heard of this now that you're saying this.
He was on ER, and now he's on The Pit. And HBO's Emmy-winning The Pit is motivating viewers toward organ donation and end-of-life preparations. It says that this is inspiring people to become organ donors and to also prepare for end-of-life planning, which a lot of people don't want to face. They don't want to take on, but it is helping normalize the situation and help people face their mortality and eventuality. Nobody gets out alive on Earth. So I guess that made you happy?
Yes, it does.
To hear people are turning toward
yes.
organ donation.
It's one of my big things is organ donation.
And then I'm really glad that you made it back, because I saved this one in the segment for you. We're about to get a new Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, okay.
A newly discovered Dr. Seuss book about the United States is set to hit the shelves next year, just in time for America's 250th birthday. It's titled Sing the 50 States. It comes out July 2nd next year and aims to teach young readers the names of each U.S. state using that trademark Dr. Seuss style. So it'll use that rhyming, and it'll use basically Dr. Seuss's style is almost like rap music, if you will, the way that it does. So the way that they will weave, New Hampshire and Rhode Island and New Mexico and all those into the Dr. Seuss style. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of like, when they find an old Beatles song that was never released, that was in a vault somewhere. They just discovered this Dr. Seuss book and said, well, hey, America's got to see this. And so we'll get to see it June 2nd next year. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Chart Toppers, and more coming up. You're on In the Know.
Parenting can bring out the worst in a person. We all say we know our children will make mistakes, and yet when they do, we easily can overreact, as if their lives will never recover. One mistake, and we leap from my children are normal to my kids are going to mess up the rest of their lives. Our second grader gets sent to the principal's office, and we hit the panic button. And by the time they're in junior high or high school, it's a wonder we ever let them out of the house. And I know my wife Jean and I have had the tendency to slip into the panic mode from time to time. And we'll see a little flaw in one of our children, and all of a sudden we're thinking, that kid is headed for a life of trouble if we don't get on top of this. It's so easy to go right to the extreme. One thing that can help us as parents in moments like that is to remember what we were like at that age. Did we make the right decision every time? Probably not. Did our immaturity catch up with us? Probably. Obviously, certain issues may be serious enough that they need to be addressed more deeply. But most of the time, we parents need to take a deep breath and just relax. Sure, our kids will have some missteps along the way, but they'll probably survive their poor decisions just like we did. The immature choices that so often define adolescence rarely last forever. So parents, there's no need to push the panic button. Our kids will learn from their mistakes and recover. To help your kids thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
It's time to make important decisions about your Medicare prescription drug coverage. The Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program provides free, unbiased guidance in selecting a Medicare Part D or Medicare Advantage plan. If you have questions or need help, the Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program can guide you through the enrollment period, which ends December 7th. More information is available about Kentucky SHIP or how you can volunteer at 1-877-293-7447. That's 1-877-293-7447.
Thanks for the joy that you've given me. I want you to know I believe in your song, in rhythm and rhyme and harmony. You've helped me along, making me strong. Oh, give me the beat, boys.
MB's point to ponder for today.
I wanna get lost in your rock and roll.
Where do you stand on candy corn?
I'm fine with it.
You like it by itself? You can just have the candy corn and say that's it?
I mean, it's not like I have much of a sweet tooth anyways, so it's very rare that I eat candy, and if I am picking a piece of candy, the candy corn is not going to be the first one I pick. But if you give it to me, I'm not like, yeah, I'd rather have that than a Mounds bar or something.
If there's a jar of it, I'm probably not going after it. But if you throw some peanuts in there
for a payday,
I'm going, yes, I'll take that. Yes, because I think that simulates the payday pretty well. You know, just kind of lacks the nougat, if you will. Although that's part of, I guess, the candy corn itself is supplying the nougat. So
yeah, chew.
I'm very indifferent. I will tell you this. I think I like candy corn more than I like oatmeal. So, but that's not really.
It's one of the main food groups, isn't it?
I think it is. Candy corn, syrup. What was the other? I forgot.
Candy corns, candy cane.
Candy cane.
Might be it.
World Series Game 5 tonight. Survivor is on. Big shakeup tonight. The Amazing Race. They're going to Croatia, and the Golden Bachelor. What you might not know about the Amazing Race is all of the Amazing Race contestants this year are former Big Brother. Each duo has at least one member of Big Brother. Now, it might be another Big Brother people, it might be two Big Brother people, or it could be a sibling or a significant other or a friend, etc. So, it's Big Brother fans, hopping over on the Amazing Race bandwagon. Today's highlight in history: this day, 1929, Black Tuesday descended on the New York Stock Exchange, triggering America's Great Depression. It was this date in 2012, Superstorm Sandy slammed ashore in New Jersey. Birthdays today: Richard Dreyfuss is 78, Kate Jackson is 77, Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson, is 68 today. Winona Ryder is 59. I guess she maybe is Winona. It's Winona Judd, and it's probably Winona Ryder. Tracy Ellis Ross is 53, Gabrielle Union is 53, and Olympic gold medal swimmer Amanda Beard is 44. It was so odd. Of all of the people who were listed on the Gone But Not Forgotten list, I found none of them to be of interest to share with you. That doesn't happen very often, but it did happen today. So chart toppers for today. Diana Ross was Dinah Shore, not Diana Ross. I just said Tracy Ellis Ross, so that's why I had Ross on the brain. Buttons and bows. And harmonica or accordion too, please.
And west is west and the wrong one I have chosen.
Okay, Dinah. Dinah, won't you blow down? Jailhouse Rock.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there.
This is 57.
The band was jumping and the jump began to swing. You should have heard this knocked out.
Yeah, you gotta let Elvis. You didn't give us enough Elvis yesterday.
Okay. You may be taking valuable time away from other worthy artists.
Elvis is really good.
1966, The Monkees, Last Train to Clarksville. I know Neil Diamond wrote some of their hits. I can't remember if that was one of them or not. 1975, John Denver. There's Calypso and I'm Sorry, kind of a medley. 84, Chicago. All right, let's go to 1993. Meatloaf. No Doubt, Underneath It All was number one in 2002. Adele, Someone Like You in 2011. And 24 Karat Golden featuring Ian Dior, Mood, number one 5 years ago today.
Yep, I think you played the right amount of Elvis. You could have gone a little bit more.
MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, I may not be there yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday. I may not be there yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.